Our new story begins in a very ordinary village where our protagonist was born as the third child in a normal and happy family. Her father was on cloud nine that his wife safely delivered his baby princess and named him Femisha. It was a happy, loving family where here days were spent in bliss, and soon Femisha turned 5 years old. Her father had always spoiled her rotten, and her mother gave her special treatment than her other 2 kids. A luxury that comes with being the youngest. But this world also holds magic where people are given stars and skills as a blessing of the god. Femisha's father had 2-star carpenter skill, and her mother had 2-star sewing skill. But her brother was born with 3-star carpenter skill. He always teased Femisha to never get 1 star because that's the lowest of the low. When kids turn 5, they get baptism at church where father conducts a ritual where children receive their skill with which they can move on a fixed path in life. But when Femisha's time came, a fortune teller from their village, Miss Luna, came to bless her. Femisha always had her past life's memories. So her mother was worried because Femisha speaks some strange things. So Luba tells Femisha in private to keep her past life a secret from everyone. Luba was a kind soul with 1-star seer skill. So after she left, they took Femisha to the church where the father conducted a ritual and saw that little lady got tamer skill, but without any stars at all. They saw this as a bad omen, like the gods had forsaken this child. This gave a heavy blow to Femisha's parents. Her father got hyper that such a thing was born from him, so he questions his wife if Femisha is even his child. This broke her up, and Femisha's brother kicked Femisha out of the house. Now this is what happens when people blindly believe in religion. Well anyways, the news of this spreads throughout the village. And the village had deemed Femisha as the bringer of misfortune because she's a child forsaken by the gods. So he convinced the villagers to kick Femisha out of here. Poor girl somehow manages to run away with her life, not knowing what she did wrong. And her past self told her that village will start a witch hunt to kill her anyhow. With nowhere to go and nothing to eat, that poor kid had to survive on her own in this harsh world. She tried to light a fire, but she's the weakest of all without any star. So just a few tries wore off and Femisha blacked out. But when she woke up, she found Miss Luba by her side. With her foresight, she knew this was about to happen, but she didn't know the actual reason would be her being starless. But even so, Luba never judged that innocent child and taught her everything. First, she gave Shur a few books and a magic bag with which she can survive. She told Femisha to start a journey and go to the town near the capital, but if she finds a place to settle down before that, she shouldn't stay on her journey to find a home. It was heartbreaking to see that such a young child was learning how to survive instead of playing. Luba taught her to the best of her abilities, but then she stopped visiting Femisha. So she went to the village to find out, and heard that Luba died of cold. And now that village head is blaming it all on Femisha. That she brought this misfortune on Luba because she was secretly helping her out. So he asked villagers to kill Femisha. And even her father joined in on the hunt. I don't have any words to describe this situation. Just, how can family turn up against their own family just because of a whim? That is why Femisha bolted for her life. In this year's everything she had scavenged from the garbage pile or received from Luba, she gathered all the required resources to set off on a quest to find home. She never gave up hope or on life. She was weak, but she kept fighting to live another day with a smile on her face. Her past self occasionally helps her out. And Femisha always scavenged materials from trash piles. She always got useful materials such as thrown-out potions or clothes. But today she got an old map, so she finally set out. But a few adventurers came there because the village head had put a bounty on Femisha's heads. Just how far can they go to just take a child's life? Still, Femisha stayed strong and ran off from there. Sometimes her clumsiness causes a bit of injury too. But living out in the wild had always kept her active. Just finding clean water to bathe makes her feel blessed. So with that feeling, she rose courage and decided to become a boy. Those bounty hunters are after a girl, so this will help a lot. As for name, Femisha chose Ivy to go by from now on. Then Ivy was moving forward when he arrived in a beautiful garden where a certain type of slime attracted her attention. It was different from the other slime she had ever seen. According to the book, it was a rare slime called the weakest slime because it has only a day worth of lifespan. Just a strong gust of wind could sway it away. So Ivy can relate to it because he's also the weakest and alone in this world. So he decided to save that slime and stay with him until it disappears. So at night, Ivy wonders why God didn't stay fair and made them strong like others. She shares her life story with the slime and talk for a while. Then in the morning when he woke up, that slime had vanished. So Ivy thought it had vanished and he's alone yet again. But turns out that slime had gotten into her bag at night. It was a rare slime, so the book didn't contain much info, which implies whatever was in it was just a lie. So Ivy thought of taming the slime with her skill. She's the weakest, and the slime was also the weakest, so Ivy tried to tame the slime and succeeded. It fills her heart with delight since she won't be lonely again. That's how Ivy got a bit more courage to keep going and caught a field mouse. So she gets the meat from it and saw the map to find a nearby town. Her journey is to the neighboring town of the capital after all. But suddenly she felt the presence of something, so Ivy climbs up the tree to hide. The thing was giant's ants. It was a whole colony, so Ivy got lucky. Living in the woods is always filled with dangers like this. Anyways, she got a scratch while running away. So Ivy used those thrown-out potions to patch that scratch up. But Ivy noticed she had more of those potions. But they were gone, so she wondered if she dropped it somewhere. But she had found a road, so she didn't look back. But along the way, wanted posters were all over there. So she tore it all up and arrived in the town. Ivy was being careful of her new surroundings and envied how others could use magic so freely. But keeping that aside, she came to a meat shop to sell out her field mouse meat. The owner was a good guy and knew from a look that it's fresh meat. So he bought everything Ivy had for 100 dal. With that money, Ivy wanted to purchase some bread, but he was scared of others. But the lady caught him staring and came out to talk. Since Ivy was interested, the lady honestly said how much he could buy with 100 doll here. So Ivy immediately bought the bread and sets out to eat. Her happiness was at its peak today, and she shared her half with Sora. But Sora doesn't eat bread, so Ivy wonders what a slime eats. Anyways, the next day Ivy found a dumping ground and saw a lot of potions. Blue and other potions had lost their color, so Ivy carefully extracted the usable ones. But Sora ate all the blue ones, but won't eat anything else. So this solves the mystery of its food. Then the next day, Ivy caught a bunch and sold it all to the meat shop. That way Ivy was having a good days after years of struggle. People she met were also kind here. But the next day, she found many adventurers had come here, along with those who were searching him. So he ran, and when he got at the meat store, Ivy got scared because the wanted posters were all over that area. It broke her heart, because they could also turn against him just like his villagers. So Ivy took off on her journey, but her pathways got two separate ways. So along the way, Ivy discovered a tree with fruits, but while fleeing, her hand was severely injured, bleeding profusely, and there were no blue potions, and suddenly Sora sat on her hand. Ivy remembered Sora was a monster and assumed he would eat her up, but Sora actually healed him completely, so Ivy got up to resume her journey. And that is where the video ends for today. So stay tuned to watch the next part of the recap. That is why subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Till then, take care.